I knew that she was probably the most famous female scientist. I'm pretty sure that even today, if you ask someone for the most famous woman scientist they can think of, they probably, if she's not the one, she's up there for most people, which says a lot about where we are today. There are so many extraordinary scientists, but the fact that her name still is at the top of that list of what you would answer is pretty extraordinary. So I knew, I think I knew I could say the word radium when I think of her. I didn't know. There are so many things, of course, I didn't know. So you start to think about this extraordinary French scientist. Is what I thought she was French. I didn't know she was Polish originally.
She was raised in England, but her father was a tradesman, and they were Jewish. And at 16, she dismissed her Judaism. She didn't buy it, and she didn't, I wouldn't say she dismissed it out of hand, but she just said, I am not Jewish. I am a Hertha, based on Algernon Swinburne's gorgeous poem. And she adopted a persona that was not the one that she had grown up in. She was the oldest girl in this large family. She'd taken care of everyone. She was under her father. She was under her mother. And at 16, she just said, no more. I'm now Hertha. My new name is Hertha. It's no longer Sarah Marks. And then she met the wonderful scientist and professor William Ayrton, whom she married. He was a widower, and she became Hertha Ayrton.
I believe what people will see in this play, especially women, is that there's a woman who's having a crisis. There's a woman who's at the bottom of the well, shall we say. She's been ripped of everything she has. She was also somebody who suffered from depression and suffered from a sense of identity crisis, you might say. To see someone like that who's fallen so low, we've all been there in some shape or other, and to have, so that's the part that I can say, oh, you know, I may not know what it's like to win not one but two Nobel Prizes. I may not know what it's like to be a scientist in the turn of the century, the last century in France. These huge things that she knew about, but I do know something about what it is like to feel that your place in the world is very, very unstable, and you have no sense about where you are and what to cling to anymore, because the people that you love and have relied on for that have died or been taken away from you. She had great loss.
I felt a whetting of the appetite, shall we say. Beautifully written character by this young playwright, Lauren Gunderson. First of all, she's a 37-year-old girl. It's incredible to me that she's come up with this play, but she has. And we don't really know very much about the private life of Marie Curie, let alone who she loved. She didn't love very many people, but she loved Hertha Ayrton. So why? It answers the question why. These were two accomplished scientists in their own rights, respectively, you know. Usually there would be some kind of competitive edge, or there would be some sort of, I don't know, delicacy about it, but they transcended all of that immediately. Hertha Ayrton was a very big-hearted, deep woman. She was a textured woman. She really was. She was great. And Marie Curie needed her.
What Lauren has done is really written a play that reveals the intricacies and the intimacies between these two friends. And I think there can be a challenge with a two-person play to make sure that you're really following the journey of both characters. And that's one of the things that we were working on the first week when Lauren was in the room, and she did some rewrites to help make sure that there was a balance of getting to know the lives of these two women equally. And they're fascinating women, Hertha Ayrton and Marie Curie, and Lauren has done an amazing job of taking the facts of the lives of those two women, and particularly this one incident of Marie Curie's life that we're really looking at, and then using her imagination to flesh that out in a way that resonates with the conversations are from her imagination. Right, so some of those conversations might have in them phrases or sentences or occasionally a part of a letter that they actually said and did. So they're all illuminating actual events in their lives. But her imagination, she takes it and she structures it in such an amazing way that feels both scientific and emotional and full of humanity. She's really an extraordinary writer in that she's able to do that. The theatricality of the piece is also, I think, really beautiful, and that all